Hello everyone, I'm Prerna Khanna, a first year PhD student at Stony Brook University. This is a joint work with our collaborators from IIT Gandhinagar, UC Merced, and UT Arlington. Today, we present Jawsense, recognizing unvoiced sound using a low cost earphone system. Let's consider a scenario. You're traveling by public transport, both of your hands are occupied, and you receive a call from your friend. Speaking in a public setting is not desirable and can also pose a privacy breach. Texting in this case with both your hands occupied is also difficult. What if you could just convey the message in an unvoiced manner without anyone hearing it and still being able to communicate? To recognize the unvoiced commands, various input modalities have been proposed by the previous works. This includes contactless approaches like camera, Wi Fi, and ultrasound based lip reading systems. Contact approaches like teeth typing are also present, but they have their own set of advantages and limitations. Advantages being they provide hands free operation, but on the other side, some of them are affected by environmental noise, while others are not intuitive as language based systems. To bridge this gap, we developed JawSense, a low cost earable that captures jaw movements to decode the unvoiced sounds articulated by the user. Key takeaways of JawSense are it is low cost and can be retrofitted to any commodity headphones. It is as intuitive as any spoken language. It addresses privacy concerns raised by previous approaches and thus is more privacy preserving. And lastly, it's robust to environmental noise. Recognizing unvoiced speech can open a wide range of applications. This can be used by people with neuromuscular disorders who have problems using their fingers to type or to articulate proper sounds. Another area of interest could be a pianist who needs to flip the pages, which interrupts their hands, while voice commands would interfere with the music. In both the cases, having a device which recognizes their unvoiced commands can serve the purpose. Another application area is the use of unvoiced commands for VR games and login system, which is privacy preserving and also less distracting to household members. Before we dive deeper into the presentation, let's first talk how words are produced. Phonemes are the smallest unit of distinguishable sound in any language. Phonemes are the building blocks of a sentence. Let's consider a phrase look up. So look is this phrase is made up of two words, look and up. And now further, the word is made from phonemes la, u, ka, and the word up is made from two phonemes a and p. Phonemes are the core principle which JawSense is built on. However, while realizing JawSense, we observed three challenges. The first one was to identify the ideal sensor placement. The second one was to distinguish between voiced and unvoiced phonemes. And the third one was to eliminate motion artifacts and external acoustic noise. Let's talk about the first challenge. Since we envision our device to be of variable form factor, which is socially accepted and can be retrofitted to commodity headphones, using anatomical literature, it was found that temporomandibular joint is sensitive to jaw movements. Since it acts like a sliding hinge joint connecting the skull and lower jaw, it permits the jaw to move up and down and in lateral direction. Since we want to capture the jaw movements, since we want to capture the jaw movements and muscle activity of unvoiced phonemes, we place an accelerometer on the TMJ to capture the signal. Now that we have identified the ideal sensor placement, can we use a single accelerometer sensor to capture human jaw movement during phoneme articulation? Our experiments show time domain accelerometer signal for 9 phonemes, which demonstrates distinguishable characteristics. This matches with our intuition that yes, a single accelerometer sensor placed on the TMJ is capable enough to distinguish jaw movements. Another challenge is to distinguish unvoiced signals from the voiced ones. Time domain signal for the same phoneme in voiced manner looks similar to the unvoiced signal in the jaw opening stage and in the jaw closing stage. But If we look closely at the skin contraction phase, we might observe some differences. Voice signal have a high frequency component in the skin contraction phase, as the vibrations produced by the vocal cord during sound articulation travel up to the prototype through cheek muscles. This high frequency component can be used to distinguish the two phonemes, the voiced phoneme and the unvoiced phoneme. Let's look at the third challenge of eliminating noise. Accelerometer along with jaw movements can be affected by body movements and mechanical waves like music from external sources. The spectrogram here shows when the user is sitting idle. The next spectrogram shows while the user is performing different activities like head nodding, head rotation, and yawning. And the last spectrogram shows unvoiced phoneme articulation in presence of background music while the user is wearing the Jawson's prototype. Now the challenge is to identify the unvoiced phoneme episodes in presence of noise. Body movements like nodding, yawning have a far lower energy and frequency than other activities. Range of body movements is less than 1 Hz, while the range of jaw movements associated with unvoiced phoneme articulation is in the range of 5 to 100 Hz. A high-pass filter can be used to eliminate this noise. For external noise removal, we use energy-based thresholding. We check in windows if the frequency range crosses a threshold. If it crosses, we call it an episode of external noise. Using these assumptions, these noises can be identified and removed by a suitable high-pass filter. Now let's look how Jawsons work. So at hardware, Jawsons consists of an accelerometer, a microcontroller, and Bluetooth. Using the Bluetooth, we communicate the raw accelerometer signals to a host computer. First, we pre-process the signal. To remove the noise, we use a high-pass filter on the pre-processed signal as discussed before. To separate voiced phoneme from the unvoiced one, we rely on spectrum area selection and look for high-frequency component in the frequency spectrum. High-frequency components can be used to distinguish the voiced phoneme from the unvoiced ones. Next, we extract time domain features and use SVM classifier to classify the 9 phonemes. We built the Jawsons prototype with two key design goals. The first one was to have a small form factor so that wearable does not interfere with the jaw functioning, and the second one was to have a socially acceptable design. We used an off-the-shelf IMU, a microcontroller, and Bluetooth. Our prototype collects 3-axis accelerometer data at 550 Hz. The system communicates to a laptop via Bluetooth. Next, we have a demo which shows our system in a real-time setting. So here the user is articulating two unvoiced phonemes, M and K. For evaluating our system, we conducted real-world experiments with 6 volunteers in different age groups. Each participant collected 20 samples for each of the 9 phonemes. We extracted time domain and frequency domain features to train a SVM. Confusion matrix for the classification of 9 phonemes can be seen in the figure, and we achieve an accuracy of 92% on an average and an accuracy of 84% on leave one user out. We conducted experiments in noisy conditions to evaluate the sensitivity of Jawsons. Some of the users also collected data with added noise. This plot shows the performance of Jawsons under these conditions. Under controlled conditions, we achieve an accuracy of 96%. In episodes of external acoustic noise, we have an accuracy of 90% and 94% with human motion artifacts. To summarize, we proposed a low-cost, intuitive, and privacy-preserving input modality. We devised an algorithm to isolate unvoiced and voiced phonemes. And lastly, we evaluated our system on 6 volunteers and achieved an accuracy of 92% on average and 84% on leave one out user. I list some of the future work which we have decided. So the first one is phoneme aggregation to recognize words. The second one is to we envision JAWSense as a speech verification system and a speech disorder detection system. And lastly, we want to make our system more robust to large motion noise and test on a larger sample size. Thank you for attending my talk.